Talk family, what is going on? It's Kevin Taylor here, Birds Fly Talk, and I'm not in the studio right now. I'm actually on vacation, but I couldn't just sit back and not give you guys my thoughts on the Jordan Matthews trade. I tried to make this video earlier, had a little bit of technical difficulties, so I get to reshoot it, and honestly, just kind of saw some things in it, and so I'm gonna give it to you straight, man. It's a tough day to be an Eagles fan, even though I knew we needed corners, even though I knew our wide receiving room was stacked, and even though I knew trading Jordan Matthews logically was a very smart option, is still tough. I just was on Twitter and saw a picture or a video of Jordan Matthews arriving in Buffalo, and I mean, the dude just looks broken. I was reading some tweets and heard some of the guys on the team, Zach Ertz, Carson Wentz, that whole gang, took him out to dinner before he left, to say their goodbyes, and they said it was tough. It's like losing a brother. And honestly, you guys who are diehard Eagles fans like myself, that, football is family, Eagles football is family. And it feels like I lost a brother, seriously. Jordan Matthews wasn't a superstar, but he was our star. And he's a guy who had a tremendous work ethic. He was quirky in his own way. And he gave his heart and soul to this team. And I think him being an Eagle, he probably imagined he'd be an Eagle for life. And to be honest, I think a lot of us thought that too. So in this video, obviously, just want to say thank you to Jordan Matthews for all his hard work, his dedication. Thanks for sticking with us, continuing to work hard. It's not easy, this business. A lot of us were calling for trading Jordan Matthews, but I don't know that we even understood how it would feel to, lose him. Jordan was Carson Wentz's lifeline in his rookie year. I mean, probably the only receiver Carson trusted on the team other than, Zach Ertz, who's a tight end. So, we're getting a good player in Ronald Darby, a cover corner, a guy who can shut down when he's at his best. He's coming off a sophomore slump, but hopefully he turns up. I think we gave up too much for the trade. I think a third-round pick was too much, along with Jordan Matthews. But, because personally I think both Ronald Darby and Jordan Matthews both played like very good second-round picks. So I think a straight-up trade probably would have been appropriate. So I don't know how that got off. But, anyway, in this video, I'm not going to look at that too much. I want to talk about my top 5 Jordan Matthews moments. My first one, and like I said, Jordan Matthews was a quirky dude, had his own sense of, swagger, kind of corny in a sense, but he was vibrant, he was always happy. And so my favorite moment was, fifth favorite moment was actually I think it was Chips last year. We were getting blown out by the Cardinals at home. Jordan Matthews blows the defense apart, scores a pretty long touchdown, and he goes in and he's doing the Rocky celebration in the end zone. It's like, we're losing, dude, but you couldn't tell him anything because he was so happy to be on the field. His attitude was always the same. He was never down on himself, and that speaks about him as a player and as a teammate. I think his attitude was just, you can't bring him down, and that's one of the things I really loved about Jordan Matthews. Let's check it out.
Stadium and all those sellouts and all that additional money, they have a little play money now.
First and 15, going and getting free, wide open is Jordan Matthews on a coverage breakdown. So for the moment, a little bit of oxygen left.
But it sure looked like...
Okay, so my fourth favorite Jordan Matthews moment of all time comes as his first, I don't know if it was his first home game or it was his first game against the Redskins. He scored 2 touchdowns. The second touchdown, I believe, that thing was nasty. He catches it across the back of the end zone, across the middle, all hands, and he just, he snatches the thing, and, I think it was one of his best catches as an Eagle. He gets his 2 feet down, and you kind of get a glimpse of what he's going to be in the slot, how dynamic he is, and how he's going to look in this offense and really in any offense. Let's give it a look.
Foles fires for the end zone, touchdown! Jordan Matthews, and it is caught, touchdown!
So yeah, I mean, that obviously gives you guys an insight and gave us an insight of what Jordan Matthews' potential truly was. You know, he's a mismatch anytime he's in the slot, and he really continued that. And my third favorite moment was that same rookie year, him at home against the Carolina Panthers. And that game against the Redskins, he had 2 touchdowns, 59 yards and 8 receptions, off of 8 receptions. And that Panthers game coming up that we're going to look at, Jordan Matthews had, he had what? 2 touchdowns, 138 yards off of 7 receptions. We really got a chance to see how Jordan Matthews could really be in the slot, coming off that screen game, that yards after catch that he was so good at, you know, weaving through traffic, getting in the end zone, using that big body. And, you know, I mean, you really saw how good he could be. And he continued to deliver that in his 3 years here. Let's give it a look.
Sanchez, boot, throw, end zone. Matthews, his drive, his touchdown. What a start for the... And goes to play Green Bay next Sunday at Lambeau. Beautiful touch. It's Matthews. For the second time tonight, the rookie Jordan Matthews out of Vanderbilt with a touchdown.
Carolina wanted. If you see Sanchez fade away from the blitz, he bought time, and Johnson had no chance.
So that's top 3 right there, and really just moves into the top 2 for me, which are really special moments, which I mean, you know, will be great moments in Eagles history forever. And number 2 is actually Carson Wentz's first touchdown. He threw it to Jordan Matthews, a release out of the slot on a fade. You know, Jordan Matthews' perfect catch over the left shoulder, gets both feet down, you know, and catches it. You know, takes the ball, throws it in between the wall, you know. I mean, it was just awesome. You got to see him and Carson Wentz celebrate after that, and that celebration continued that whole season with those two. And you saw the maturation process of Carson Wentz, and you saw a brotherhood between those two that looked like a very strong bond. It's still going to be a strong bond, you know, even though, you know, Matthews is in Buffalo now. And, you know, you saw what was, you know, the future. What we thought we were going to be seeing connections between those two for years to come. But obviously that wasn't the case with Howie Roseman pulling that trade together after that first preseason game. You know, and it honestly, it hurts, man. I can't lie. I can't sit here and say, like, you know, I can't say that I didn't say trading Jordan Matthews was a good idea, because I did say it was a good idea, and it was a good idea, and we got a very good player out of it. But there's a side to this game, a side to this business that, you know, it sucks. I mean, it really does. When you like a player like that, it's very hard to be strategic and think just with a business side of it, because obviously Jordan Matthews endeared himself to this city, and he was a very bright spot on this team when this team was struggling.
Ninth play of this drive. Went. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Jordan Matthews. The first touchdown pass of his young career was on the money. Well, you got him right there in the slot. He's just going to run a go route. The outside route by Aguilar is just sitting there. Matthews just running one-on-one and man-to-man coverage. A perfect throw.
My number one Jordan Matthews moment, and probably is yours too, his walk-off touchdown in overtime versus the Cowboys in the 2015-16 season. You know, just an excellent moment. He ran that cowboy route where he, you know, starts in the slot, he goes up, then he breaks it down right halfway through and cuts back out. You know, Sam Bradford stepped up in the pocket, avoided Greg Hardy, hit him in stride, and you know, and then Jordan Matthews does what Jordan Matthews does best, and he, you know, he turned it up, hit another gear, juked a couple people and got in the end zone, yards after catch, run after catch, whatever you want to call it, yak, rack, whatever, and he won that game for us. Just an excellent moment. Let's check it out.
And Bradford fires, and it's caught on the run. And inside the 10 into the end zone goes Matthews for a touchdown to win the game. 41 yards to Jordan Matthews.
A lot of contact right here going on down the field. Jordan Matthews going to go there, and then Byron Jones, as he tries to recover, simply cannot keep his feet. And what a nice way to end this thing for Sam Bradford and Jordan Matthews. Both of them have had their issues. And for Jordan Matthews, good night tonight, and good night, Dallas.
Look, that was my top 5 Jordan Matthews moments in Eagles history. I know there's going to be more great moments for him in Buffalo. I mean, it hurts. It's no slight to Buffalo, but it just hurts to see him go there. And in a perfect world, I think Jordan Matthews deserves a little bit better. You know, I felt bad when we sent Shady to Buffalo. I just hate when we send good players into tough situations. And it's no secret that Buffalo is going to be a tough place to play for him. You know, they don't have their, quarterback of the future yet, but I do trust Sean McDermott. So just from Philadelphia to Jordan Matthews, thank you for being a pro's pro. Thank you for, always coming to play. Thank you for, taking it seriously, endearing yourself to the fans. Thank you for, being there for Carson when he really didn't have anybody to throw the ball to. And thanks for being you, Thanks for not letting anybody pull you down. I know you're probably hurting right now, but listen, man, you're going to be a great player. And who knows, man, maybe our paths will meet in the future again, God willing. But, it's a farewell to Jordan Matthews, my top 5 moments. Jump in my comments right now. Let me know your top 5, or, your favorite Jordan Matthews moments. Keep these to a limit. I'll try to respond to some, and just best of luck to Jordan Matthews, man. He really was, great to, watch, and he was an excellent Eagle. So, with that being said, best of luck to him in Buffalo, and the Eagles are still going to keep flying. We got a big season coming up. Thanks for tuning in to this video. Obviously, I'm not in the studio. I'm on vacation, so, the sound, we don't have our equipment and all that stuff. But, you real Fly Talk family members out there, you're sticking with me, so I appreciate it, and we'll keep this going in the future. Birds Fly Talk, man. It's Kevin Taylor, and thanks again to Jordan Matthews. We out. Peace.
To say goodbye to yesterday, and I'll take